What is up, everybody? So, a very interesting trade came out of the American League and National League Central today, with the Twins acquiring Sonny Gray from the Cincinnati Reds, which was a pretty interesting trade to me because the Twins, didn't have a great year last year, finished 73 and 89, just didn't have a good year at all. And this is a team that, now seems to be acquiring some pieces to maybe look to make a playoff run in 2022 with these expanded playoffs. So that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. But before I get into this video, if you want great baseball content throughout the lockout, or not the lockout anymore, throughout the offseason and the MLB season, then make sure you subscribe to this channel, turn notifications, and leave a like, because this is the place to be. I feel like a lot of you that watch these videos are not subscribed. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You will not regret it, I promise. So let's go ahead and get into this video. So, like I said, the Twins have acquired Sonny Gray from the Cincinnati Reds, and in exchange, the Reds will be getting back 2021 top draft pick and right-hander Chase Petty, and also minor leaguer Francis Peguero will be heading back to the Minnesota Twins as well. So I think that this is a really good trade for the Cincinnati Reds. I like exactly what they did here. They get rid of some pieces as well as, acquiring some pieces, because their farm system is not one of the best in Major League Baseball, not one of the worst, kind of in the middle, but Chase Petty definitely helps that. This is a guy who was a hard-throwing guy, first-round pick for the Twins just a year ago, and they already seem to be giving up on him this early. But Chase Petty's a guy that's going to throw heat, and he's going to be a really, really good player for the Cincinnati Reds in the future. And they should be really excited about what they're getting back. I really like what the Reds and A's are doing in getting back, like, players that are just recently, drafted and are going to do something with them. It was their 26th overall pick, and this is a guy, obviously, who got a little bit of experience last year, only in 2 games, 5.40 ERA, not a big sample size, but Chase Petty's the guy that still has a lot of hope, a lot of potential, and there's a lot to be excited about with Chase Petty. This is a guy that's going to be really, really good in the future, and for the Reds, this makes perfect sense. Sonny Gray's making quite a bit for the Cincinnati Reds pay books this year, and he's not really gonna help them compete, because this is a team that's not going to be competing. They're not going to be bringing back Nick Castellanos. They're not going to be bringing back this. And if you can get players like Chase Petty and keep on building, and this guy is a guy in Sonny Gray that, yes, he has value. This is a guy who's not your best starting pitcher. Like, you still have Tyler Mahle, Luis Castillo, that you could possibly trade it if you desire to, and other players that you can trade, like I said, if you desire. Now, what do the Twins get back in this trade? Because that's the main thing. The Twins get their ace. Get them an ace in this trade. And that's a great thing, because the Twins need an ace. They got Kiner Falefa yesterday, and this is a team that seems to be, making it to where they kind of seem like they're kind of hinting towards they want to make a playoffs. With these expanded playoffs, are kind of motivated to make the playoffs in 2022, which is very interesting. For the Twins, like I said, they're getting a lot better. Kiner Falefa is a big help. I might put that in this video. I might post another video with that. Who knows? You'll see, depending on how long this is. But Kiner Falefa is going to slide in at shortstop, be a very good shortstop, not only defensively, but provide some offense as well. And they need an ace so badly. And yes, you have to give up Chase Petty, which hurts because you just drafted this guy. But you have to have an ace. When Dylan Bundy is your ace in your rotation, you need help as far as your rotation. And they got help with Sonny Gray here. And that's exactly what they needed to do. They still need a lot of help. Now, this, by all means, does not make them a playoff team, because they are far from a playoff team, I think, still. I still think that they have a lot that they need to do. They exceeded Byron Buxton this offseason. I think that they've had a very productive offseason, even though in the scheme of things, it may not look like they have, but they have had a pretty productive offseason, I would say, in my opinion. And they still need quite a bit of starting pitching. I will say that. I would say that, Dylan Bundy still slots in as the number 2 right now, and in most rotations, you would want him as a 5, realistically. So they definitely need quite a bit more of starting pitching help. But their offense is still a very good offense. I mean, look at who they have on their offense. I mean, Byron Buxton, Jorge Polanco, Josh Donaldson, Max Kepler. You've got some really good guys on offense that you should be really happy with, especially Byron Buxton and Jorge Polanco, and even Josh Donaldson and Max Kepler could put up some good numbers, and Sano could put up some good power numbers as well. This is an offense that is very good. If they can get some bullpen help, get quite a bit more of starting pitching help that they're going to need, I'm sure they had probably some interest in maybe a guy like Carlos Rendon or Clayton Kershaw, or maybe even Yusei Kikuchi they had some interest in. Like I said, they need quite a bit more of starting pitching help. But maybe they look through the trades now, because that seems to be the best place to get the starters right now, with a lot of the starters being off the market, because a lot of the starters, were coming at a high price this offseason. But one thing that could help them is Kits Paeta is going to be coming back from Tommy John. He got his surgery on 9/1/21. So maybe this is a guy at some point that can come back and maybe be pretty solid for their team, and he would slot in immediately as a number 2. I still think that they need at least a number 2 and number 3 starter. I would say they probably need 2 more starters after this, and maybe a bullpen arm or 2, because I do trust Taylor Rogers closing it down. But I do think they need a couple more guys that could be there and, help them in the bullpen. So I would say 2 starters and some bullpen help, which obviously is going to be a tough task to do. But bringing in Sonny Gray, I really like this move. I think that this is a really solid move. Gray is a guy that is very consistent, going to eat up a lot of innings, and in 2021 posted 3 WAR, 7-9 with a 4.19 ERA, 26 games started. And this is a guy drafted in the first round by the A's back in 2011, and that's been really good. 1.21 WHIP, 135 innings pitched, 155 strikeouts. This is a guy that has pitched really good in 2020, posted a 5-3 record with a 3.70 ERA. The only really bad season he had was in 2018 with the Yankees. He had a really bad year that year. But besides that, this is a guy in Sonny Gray that has been really good. And his projected stats, 8-8 with a 3.97 ERA in 2022. Sonny Gray is going to be a really good guy that's going to be the ace in their rotation. And there's a lot to be excited about with this trade. Now, you do have to give up Chase Petty, which, that's a lot to give up. But still, I think that for both sides, this is a win. Both sides need this. Both sides need this bad. And, it just makes perfect sense. This trade is one of the trades that once again makes sense. I feel like a lot of the trades this offseason so far have made quite a bit of sense, which is a great thing because, it's interesting for bad trades to happen. But, the Twins acquiring Sonny Gray makes perfect sense to me. I mean, it just makes perfect sense. This is a guy that has been really good over his career, and he's going to be slotting in as the ace of that rotation. And hopefully, now the other question is, with these Twins moves, it kind of signals that maybe they're wanting to go towards the playoffs. Now, they're not a playoff team right now. I can tell you that. They're just simply not a playoff team just yet. They still have a lot of work to do in the starting rotation and relief pitching. They're not a playoff team yet. Personally, for me, I still think that they could finish second in that AL Central, and I don't think it would be a surprise. The AL Central is pretty weak, and no team besides the White Sox is that great in that division. You know what I mean? So I think that they could still finish second, but they still do need a little bit of help. If you're a Reds fan, you should be really excited about Chase Petty, too. That guy's going to be really, really good for your team. But, yeah, that's going to be the end of today's video. Also, I want to talk quickly about Nelson Cruz. Apparently, a decision is close between the Dodgers and the Padres. Very interesting there. Cruz is a guy that just keeps on defining the age. They keeps on getting better with age. And, the Dodgers and Padres both could use him. Going to bring a ton of power to both teams. And, yeah, that's going to be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, because a lot of you that watch these videos are not subscribed. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn notifications, and leave a like. We pump out the best baseball news content that you can have on baseball YouTube in the quickest amount of time. I mean, you talk about Sonny Gray being traded, 30 minutes later, there'll be a video or somewhere close to that. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications. Thank you for watching, and peace.